Libra, if you are hearing this right now, it is not an accident, not a coincidence, not something you randomly clicked on. You were guided here because your soul is standing in the final stage of a spiritual test that appears right before the reward arrives. You may not see it yet, you may not understand it yet, but you can feel it. Something is shifting. Something is being withheld. Something is being measured from a place beyond logic. This is the silent moment before karma unlocks. And for Libra, this is not just a test. This is the last threshold before a 12-year cycle of blessing begins. You are being tested before you are rewarded. That is the law of balance, the law of Venus, the law of karmic timing. If you fail this moment, if you collapse, if you doubt yourself, if you let fear replace faith, the reward will not disappear, but it will move to the next cycle, and you will not see it again until the year 2037. That is why you were pulled to this video now, not earlier, not later. The universe always speaks on time, but very few people are listening. You are one of the rare ones who heard the signal. Lately, you may have felt delays, silence, confusion, emotional pressure, or even betrayal from someone you trusted. You may feel like you are doing everything right, yet nothing is moving. You may feel like the world has gone quiet around you, like your blessings are paused, like the door is unlocked but not opening. That is not punishment. That is the test. The universe is not asking, "Are you ready to receive?" It is asking, "Can you hold the frequency even when nothing is happening?" Astrologically, everything is aligned. Pluto is standing opposite your Sun, exposing every power struggle, insecurity, and karmic attachment. Saturn is retrograding through your zone of value, asking whether you truly believe you deserve abundance or whether you still seek external validation. Venus, your ruling planet, is not delivering instantly because she is preparing the blessing that requires inner alignment before outer manifestation. This is the cosmic pause before the karmic payment. Baba Vanga once said, "The treasure does not appear when the hands are begging, but when the soul stops shaking." And right now, Libra, your soul is being observed. Not your actions, not your words, your frequency. Do you trust what has not arrived yet? Do you trust what you cannot see? Do you still believe when everything looks delayed? That is the question being asked behind the veil. If you pass, the blessing multiplies. If you fail, the blessing freezes. If you feel like something is holding you back, if you feel like conversations are unfinished, money is stuck, love is unclear, or people are distancing themselves, that is the test. Your reaction decides the outcome. The universe removes the noise so you can hear your own truth. The reward comes after the self-confirmation, not before. So do not leave this video. Do not scroll away. This is not a prediction. This is a warning from destiny. Whoever watches this message fully becomes aligned with the timeline of return, restoration, and karmic compensation. Whoever ignores it steps back into the cycle of delay. Let me ask you directly, Libra, have you felt recently that life is on hold? Like you're waiting for something but you don't know what? Have you felt a strange emotional heaviness with no clear cause? Have you noticed that the more you try to control, the more the universe forces you to surrender? Those are not random sensations, those are activation signs. The soul always knows before the mind understands. And here is the part most people never hear. Not everyone watching this will receive the same frequency. Only the ones who stay, who acknowledge it, who respond, who anchor the energy, will pass the test. That is why the universe routes different people to the same video, but only a few feel it vibrating in their chest. If your heart beats faster as you listen, if your breath changes, if you feel pulled closer instead of pushed away, it means you are one of the chosen. Do not fail this moment. Do not disconnect. Do not stay silent when your destiny is calling you to activate. The window is short. After 24 hours, the energetic frequency of this message shifts, and those who arrive late will not receive the same alignment. If you are here now, you are on time. You are inside the gate. And before we move forward, pause, breathe, and silently affirm, I am ready for the reward after the test. Because the universe is listening. Libra, now that your attention is fully here, let us step into the cosmic reasons why your path is being tested at this very moment. Pluto is standing opposite your sun. And this is not a casual alignment. It is the universe holding a mirror to your power, your authority, your personal value, and even the honor you carry quietly within yourself. Everything that you have built, every choice, every decision, is being weighed against the invisible scale of karmic truth. It is not punishment. It is revelation. Saturn, retrograding through your sector of finance and past karma, is asking a profound question. Do you truly trust the worth that exists within you? Or are you still seeking validation from the outer world? Every delayed payment, every misaligned opportunity, every obstacle in your career or wealth is Saturn's silent whisper, inviting you to hold the frequency of faith even when tangible confirmation is absent. Venus, your guiding planet, is in a cycle of disconnect before the gift, creating pauses that feel unnerving, forcing the heart to trust beyond the eyes, to surrender beyond comprehension, to prepare for the reward that can only come to those who maintain composure, patience, and inner alignment. The universe creates this space, the cosmic silence, and tests whether you will become discouraged, whether you will allow resentment, frustration, or doubt to fracture your spiritual connection, or whether you will remain anchored to the energy of receiving. This is why you might notice certain patterns repeating in your life. The person you depend on walks away just at the moment you need them. Money is delayed or blocked temporarily. The ally you trusted shows indifference or even betrayal. None of these are random. They are deliberate, calibrated challenges, calibrated to measure the purity of your karma, the integrity of your energy, and the readiness of your soul to handle multiplied abundance. If you are feeling blocked, delayed, misunderstood, or unseen, understand that these are not signs of failure. They are the signals that you are at the threshold, standing at the door of a test that precedes the opening of immense opportunity. Pluto's pressure may feel like silence, a void, a space where nothing responds, nothing moves. Yet remember, the universe does not pause to punish, it pauses to amplify. The rewards after this pause, Libra, will not be small, and they will not be subtle. They will arrive in a magnitude that surpasses what you previously imagined. Baba Vanga once said, "The path to the treasure is always obscured by shadows. Only the patient and steadfast see the gold." Take this to heart. The shadows, the silences, the withdrawals, the temporary absences are not meant to stop you. They are meant to illuminate the strength and clarity within you. They are a cosmic calibration, a precise alignment that measures whether your frequency resonates with the abundance waiting beyond the veil. If you notice repeated delays, interruptions in your flow of wealth, or miscommunication with those who are usually reliable. This is not misfortune. It is the test gate opening. It asks whether you will maintain your light, whether you will hold your faith, whether you will claim your value without external confirmation. The universe is quiet now, but your soul's clarity is being recorded, measured, and activated for the next stage. And here is the crucial understanding. To pass this test, Libra, you must not only endure, you must perceive. You must recognize that the imbalances you are seeing are not obstacles, but reflections of karmic lessons, preparing you to receive a doubled return, a gift that arrives after patience, after alignment, after conscious acknowledgement of your own worth. You are not alone in this process. The cosmos is orchestrating every element, Pluto, Saturn, Venus, in a symphony that measures, teaches, and rewards. This is why it is essential to remain conscious, to participate, to engage with your destiny intentionally. Comment your acknowledgement. Activate your frequency by sharing this energy with another Libra. Subscribe to this channel as a symbol of alignment and commitment. Every conscious action is a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, to unlock the door, to step into the energy that has been waiting, poised, and prepared specifically for your soul's evolution. Understand this, Libra. The test is profound, the silence is deliberate, the challenge is sacred, and the reward is inevitable, but only for those who see, feel, and act from the place of aligned consciousness. To move beyond this test, to step fully into your divine reward, you must first recognize the pattern, embrace the cosmic lesson, and hold the light of trust and faith within you, even as the world seems to pause. Only then will the gate open, and only then will you claim what is rightfully yours. Libra. Now we move into the part most people never understand, the part that makes you think something is wrong with you, when in truth, everything is happening exactly as it should. You are not failing. You are being filtered. You are not being abandoned. You are being refined. Every test you are facing right now is not chaos. It is calibration. And if you recognize the pattern instead of resisting it, you will pass faster and rise higher. The first test you are facing is the test of silence. Nothing is responding the way you expect. People who normally answer you instantly suddenly take days. Opportunities that looked confirmed suddenly go quiet. Messages are seen but not replied to. Projects feel suspended in midair, and there is no explanation, no sense of closure. This is the cosmic mute button, and it is not there to hurt you. It is there to teach you that your validation cannot depend on reaction, approval, or noise from the outside world. The universe is asking, can you still believe when nothing is moving? Then comes the emotional test. You feel irritated more easily. Doubt rises out of nowhere. One small disappointment feels 10 times heavier. You may catch yourself thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not chosen. Maybe I'm being punished. But no, this is the ego's panic. This is the mind reacting to energetic detox. When the universe is preparing to upgrade your reality, it first exposes every emotional crack where fear still hides. The anger, the doubt, the insecurity, they are not signs of failure. They are toxins leaving the system. Next is the test of worth. This is the one that hurts the most, because it does not come from the world, it comes from within you. You start questioning your value, your talent, your identity. You may feel like you're being overlooked, like everyone else is chosen, except you. Like something is blocking your glow. That feeling is not truth. It is the old karmic belief system surfacing so it can finally be released. The universe does not reward a soul that doubts its own worth. Before the blessing arrives, the doubt must be burned. Then comes the test through other people. Someone you trusted pulls away. Someone you helped suddenly becomes distant. Someone promises something and doesn't deliver. Someone acts cold when they once were warm. This is not betrayal, this is soul selection. The universe is showing you who cannot travel with you into the next chapter. You are not losing people. You are being spared. And then, the financial test. Money slows. Deals pause. Payments delay. Earnings drop. You start to feel like your abundance is leaking. But understand this. This is not rejection. This is energy alignment. The reason money tightens is because the universe is asking, will you still believe in wealth when wealth is not visible? If you can pass this test, the next cycle brings return, not just replacement. It brings multiplication. But the most powerful test of all is the test of faith with no evidence. When the universe gives no sign, when the future is fog and the only compass is instinct, that is where karmic maturity is proven. Buddhism teaches, blessings arrive not when the mind is calm, but when the mind stays calm inside the storm. Baba Vanga confirmed it in another way. The one who stays still in chaos becomes the richest of all. Silence does not mean abandonment. Delay does not mean denial. The universe does not test the unworthy, it tests the chosen. So hear this clearly. You are not being rejected. You are being measured. The universe already knows what it wants to give you. Now it is watching how you respond before it delivers. If you can remain centered, patient, and self-trusting, you will unlock the door that so many others walk past without recognizing it. And if you are feeling this message in your chest, if it feels like someone is speaking your private thoughts out loud, that means the test is active right now, and so is the portal. Do not stay silent. Activate your energy. Comment below, I am passing the test, to anchor the timeline. Share this message with another Libra, so you are not the only one awakening. And if you feel aligned, subscribe not just as support, but as a declaration. I choose to move with destiny, not against it. End of section 70. Redress 7. I too. And if you feel aligned, because what comes next is not the test. What comes next is the reward. Libra. Once you understand the test, the next question becomes, how do I know the reward is actually coming? The universe never leaves you blind. It always sends signs before the breakthrough. But those signs are subtle, coded, and only visible to souls who are awake enough to notice them. And if you are still watching this video, you are one of the few who can decode them. One of the clearest early signs is in your dreams. If you have recently dreamed of water, moving staircases, doors opening, new rooms, light breaking through darkness, or paths you've never walked before, it means your subconscious mind is already traveling ahead of your physical reality. Water in dreams is not random. It is the symbol of emotional transfer and karmic cleansing. Doors represent portals. Staircase représente élévation. Light représente révélation. Your soul always knows when a new chapter is about to begin, even when your mind is still confused. So if your dreams have shifted, it means your destiny has too. Another sign is the sudden discomfort with what used to feel normal. You may feel restless, bored, disconnected, or irritated with the same people, same routines, same places. Before a soul shifts timelines, the old world becomes too small. You may find yourself thinking, I don't belong here anymore, even though nothing obvious has changed. That is not depression. That is evolution. The soul outgrows the space before the body leaves it. When you feel the push, but don't know where to go yet, it means the new timeline is forming, but not revealed. You are standing in the hallway between destiny and completion. The third sign is the sudden exit of people or situations you didn't expect to lose. Someone pulls away, ghosting you, disconnecting without closure. It hurts, but it is not rejection. It is replacement. The universe never removes without preparing room. What looks like loss is often relocation. A blessing is not always delivered by the person who was in your life. Sometimes it comes through the person who replaces them. When someone exits without reason, it means they finish their contract in your timeline. Their departure is not punishment. It is preparation. Then there is the long silence. Not just from people, but from life. The emails stop. The offers pause. The notifications slow down. The world becomes still, and you begin to feel like you are invisible. But this silence is sacred. It is the suspension zone. The moment before the slingshot snaps forward, the universe pauses your outer world while it rearranges your inner world. Everything you asked for is being assembled behind the scenes. The silence is not empty. The silence is full of things not yet revealed. And then, one of the most powerful signs, numbers. If you keep seeing 6, 9, or 12 repeating on clocks, receipts, timestamps, phone numbers, total prices, that is not coincidence. 6 is the number of Venus, abundance, beauty, and karmic balance. 9 is the number of endings, completion, and karmic release. 12 is the number of cosmic cycle, reset, the same 12-year arc tied to Jupiter and destiny fulfillment. These numbers appear when your soul is finishing one karmic loop and entering a new one. You are not waiting. You are transitioning. Buddhist teaching says, blessings do not pour into a bowl that is already full. The universe empties before it refills. That is why something was taken before something greater is delivered. Baba Vanga said it differently. When the balance falls into the shadow, the light will return doubled. Your loss is already transforming into leverage. Your disappointment is already turning into doorway. Your silence is already turning into signal. So if any of these signs feel real, if they match what has been happening in your life, that means the reward is not just coming, it has already begun. It is not arriving someday. It is unfolding now. But there is one more truth you must understand. Before it fully appears, the reward does not come simply because you endured the test. It comes because you passed it. Not everyone who suffers earns the blessing. Only the ones who stay conscious, aligned, and intentional receive the return. That is why this video is not just information, it is activation. The universe does not respond to passive hope. It responds to conscious participation. The next doorway will open only when you confirm, energetically and physically, I am ready for what is mine. And yes, there is a ritual for that, a way to lock in the frequency. to signal to the universe that you are not only aware of your timeline, but actively choosing the highest version of it. It is not complicated, but it is powerful, and it separates the ones who watch from the ones who receive. Before we step into that ritual, pause and breathe. If your chest feels heavy, if your heartbeat has changed, if your intuition is saying, "This is for me," then you are already in alignment. Do not lose the frequency, because the reward is not waiting. It is approaching, but it will only land where the soul is prepared, confirmed, and awakened. And now, Libra, we move to the final part, the ritual of activation, the part where destiny stops being theory and becomes energy. Libra, if you are still here, still listening, still breathing with the rhythm of this message, then understand this clearly. You are not an ordinary soul casually watching a video. You are one of the few who are being called not entertained. The fact that you did not click away, did not dismiss this, did not silence the inner voice that told you, "Keep watching," that alone is the first confirmation of spiritual selection. Not everyone reaches this part. Most stop before the doorway. But you made it, and that is the proof. You are meant to receive what comes next. Now comes the final step, the activation. The test is not passed only by understanding it. The test is passed by responding to it. Energy must be anchored. Intention must be declared. The universe does not reward passive observers. It rewards conscious participants. And so, if you are ready, the first act is simple but powerful. Type the words, "Lux Libra, I pass the test," in the comments. Not as decoration, not as a slogan, but as a contract. Every comment becomes a signal. Every word becomes a command. Every declaration becomes a recorded frequency that Venus, your ruling planet, responds to. This is not superstition. This is resonance. When you type it, you are not just leaving a comment, you are imprinting your choice into the field. Because silence at this point is not neutrality. It is rejection. And if you reject the activation, the universe assumes you are not ready. That is why the karmic clock resets every 12 years. That is why some people miss timing not because they were unworthy, but because they took no action when destiny knocked. So if your hand is hesitating, if your mind is saying, "Maybe later," understand that hesitation is the final test. Either you act now or you wait until the next cycle of alignment. And the next one is 2037. For those who are ready to go further, there is a ritual to seal the shift. You do not need crystals, incense, or chants. You only need a flame, a pen, and a sentence. Write this on a piece of paper. I do not fear the test. I am ready for the reward. Place it under the light of a candle or a lamp, because light is the symbol of awakening, purification, and cosmic approval. When you breathe over the paper, you are breathing life into your intention. When the flame shines on the words, the universe witnesses your declaration. Leave it there for one night. Let the energy settle. In the morning, fold the paper once and keep it somewhere close to your body. A wallet, a journal, a pocket. You are not storing paper. You are storing alignment. And now, hear this clearly. Whoever sees this message and stays silent, pretending they just watched a video, will not carry the same frequency when they leave. Energy only transfers through engagement. That is why the universe never activates those who spectate, only those who choose. You make the choice visible by commenting. You make it karmically active by sharing. You make it permanent by subscribing. Not because the channel needs numbers, but because the act signals, I stay connected to the frequency that awakens me. Subscription is not a button. It is a vow. And yes, this is the moment where some will feel a pull, a heartbeat shift, a sense that I have to do something right now or I will lose it. That is not anxiety, that is intuition. Destiny never speaks softly at the door. It always comes with a pulse. So let this be known. If you watch this message and walk away without leaving a trace, the test remains unfinished. The universe will not punish you. It will simply move to the next soul who is ready. The blessing must be claimed, not admired. But if you feel the truth in your chest, if everything in this message has echoed your inner experience, if you know deep inside that you are in the pause before the breakthrough, then act immediately. Comment. Lux Libra, I pass the test. Share this video with one other Libra, because karmic law states, blessings multiply for those who pass opportunity forward. And, if you feel aligned, subscribe not out of obligation, but out of resonance. This channel is not a prediction channel. It is a portal. Every video is a key, every message a transmission, every viewer a soul in activation. Because right now, Libra, you are standing in the exact moment where fate is giving you a choice. Act and accelerate, or wait and repeat. This is not just a video. This is a timestamp in your soul's journey. You will remember this moment later as either the moment you said yes to destiny or the moment you chose delay. And so I ask you, with full presence and full truth, will you act now, or will you wait another 12 years? The door is open, but it will not stay open for long. Breathe, decide, and activate.